This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, welcome back. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, can you see my screen, everyone?
Yes.
Fine. Yeah, so we are working on Jenkins, right? In last session, we discussed about Jenkins. This is Git local. GitHub. This is Jenkins CI/CD tool. Fine. Yeah. In this flow, normally developers will develop the code in their local. Once development is completed, they will push the code to GitHub, right? So once the code is pushed to GitHub, so normally in Jenkins, we will create some jobs here. We create some jobs. Okay, so based on the jobs, okay, based on the jobs, it will pick the code from GitHub to Jenkins. Okay, fine. So basically, what is Jenkins? What Jenkins will do? In last session, we discussed, right? What is Jenkins? What Jenkins will do?
It acts as a mediator among other tools. It pull the codes from GitHub and send it to other tool.
Yeah, fine. So Jenkins is a CI/CD tool. It's a continuous integration and continuous delivery, and it will in DevOps we have multiple tools. Okay, so we have different tools. All the tools are individual tools. Okay, one tool will not communicate other tool, right? So here Jenkins is a mediator tool. It will integrate all the tools. It will communicate all the tools by installing plugin, right? Plugin is nothing but it is a installer. For example, my code is available in GitHub. So here my code is available, Java code or any code. Okay. So if I want to pull this code from GitHub to Jenkins, first I need to install one plugin in Jenkins. Here I need to install one plugin. So once I install plugin, then it will start communicate, right? So if any changes happen, so normally in development teams, what they will do once the changes happened in their local, once testing is completed, they will push the changes to GitHub simply. Okay. Yeah. Whenever the code is whenever the changes, any change, any modification, whenever they push to GitHub, by the time automatically GitHub will Jenkins will go and search here, and it will pick the code from GitHub to Jenkins. Okay. Once it is received, then next process we'll discuss. Okay, so it will move to MAVEN. MAVEN will convert into WAR file. So that WAR files will move to NEXUS repository. Some WAR files will directly move to application servers. Okay, fine. So Jenkins is a mediator tool. It will communicate all the tools. It will integrate all the tools by installing plugins. Okay, and also we create some jobs here. So based on the schedules, okay, jobs will trigger and it will pick the code from here, get up to Jenkins, right? So whenever we want to push any code into application servers, for that also we create jobs. We don't push any code manually. Okay, we always create jobs, different jobs. Fine. Yeah, let us go and start our Jenkins instance. Yeah, start Jenkins server. It is in stop state now. Start instance. Okay, public IP. Go to browser, paste here, shift column, 8080 is the port number. You can give username, password here. Now, so we already gone through all these tabs, right? Now click on Manage Jenkins. So here we have different tabs. In system configuration, configure system, global tool configuration, manage plugins, and manage nodes and clouds. Okay. So first what we will do, we'll go through manage plugins. So manage plugins. First we'll go through manage plugins, then we'll go through configure system. So open this manage plugins. Yeah. So here when we open this manage plugins, first tab here is updates. So updates are nothing but whenever we install any plugins, further plugins will get updates. Updates means patches, monthly updates, okay, weekly updates. The patches will be available. You can select these patches, updates, and install. Okay, so these are the updates. Next one is available. Available means these are the available plugins. So when we install Jenkins, by the time some default plugins will be installed, right? And also some patches, some plugins will be available in available tab. So when you want to install any plugin here, you can install. You can select this plugin and you can install. Okay. So I install one plugin now and I'll show you. Before that, go to dashboard. I want to create one job here, new item. So to create job, if you want to create any job, click on new item, some test job, test underscore job. I want to create job like this. Okay. And select freestyle project. Click on freestyle project. So what is freestyle? What is pipeline? What is multi-configuration? I'll explain later. Okay. These things. So normally in real time, so most of the time we use freestyle only. I'm selecting freestyle only here. Click on OK. Yeah, job is created. Now if you go and check here, see here, this is test job. Job is created. Now when you want to run this job, just click on this, open this, click on this job. Now here small icon is there. Besides this job, small drop down icon is there. Click on this, go to configure, click on configure. So here when you want to pick any code from GitHub to Jenkins, okay, by the time go down here, see here, source code management is a Git. Okay, so normally source code management tool, SCM tool, we can say Git and subversion control system, TFS, team foundation server. These are all source code management tools, right? So here by default it is selected none. So I select Git, okay, and I need to provide Git repository URL here. Here I need to provide repository URL, GitHub repository URL. Then apply save, and also we need to provide some goals here. I'll show you that goals later. Okay, so here we need to provide GitHub repository URL. So currently we have only one source code management system here, right? But my requirement is my code is available in SVN, subversion control. I want to pick that code from SVN to Git, SVN to Jenkins. So for which what we will do? So here by default Git is there. I need SVN to be configured here. So what we do normally, if you want to configure any tool, what we need to do, if you want to integrate any tool,
the respective plugin needs to be installed.
exactly, yeah. If you want to integrate any tool with Jenkins, we need to install one plugin, right? Yeah. So Git is already there. I required SVN, subversion control system, for which I need to install one plugin. So once I install plugin, subversion control also available here. Okay, so we can go and install subversion plugin, go to dashboard, manage Jenkins, manage plugins, click on available plugins. Here you can search subversion. See here, subversion is there, source code management. Select this, install without restart. Click on this. Subversion plugin is installing, right? So if any plugin you install, after that we need to restart the Jenkins. In real projects, normally we don't restart frequently. So if you want to restart production server, production Jenkins server, so you need to take approval, you need to write change request, okay? You need to provide rollback plans, justifications. Then only we perform in weekends only. Normally in business hours, we should not restart Jenkins servers. So this is our test server. We can restart anytime. So now our plugin is installed, right? Once it is installed, you can restart Jenkins. If you click here, if you put the check mark here, automatically Jenkins will restart. Click on this. Now it is restarting. I refresh here. If you refresh, it will come up very fast. Yes. You can give username, password. Okay. Now I want to check whether SVN is installed or not, SVN is available or not. Open this job, click on drop down tab here, go to configure, click on configure. Go down here. See here. Subversion. Now, if the code is available in Subversion, select this and give repository Subversion repository URL, and you can pick the code and apply save, and you can trigger the job. Once you trigger the job, the code will be picked from SVN to Jenkins. The same way, TFS, Team Foundation Server. If you want to integrate TFS to Jenkins, you can install plugin here. So by the time it will show you here, TFS also. We have different repository tools in market. Whatever tool, wherever your code is available, that you just install plugin and you can pick the code from Jenkins, okay, and you can convert into WAR file or JAR file, and you can deploy the code. Okay, fine. So this is the way we can integrate, we can install plugin, and we can pick the code. Okay, fine. If you want to uninstall this Subversion, okay, go to Manage Jenkins. Manage plugins. So click on installed plugins. Go to install plugins. Available plugins we already checked, right? Next tab is installed plugins. So here, if you search Subversion, yeah, see here, this is the Subversion plugin. You can select this. You can select this plugin and click on uninstall. So when you click on uninstall, it will be uninstalled. Yes, click on yes. It will be uninstalled. Once the server is restarted, then it will be completely removed. Okay. So to uninstall any plugin, you can select uninstall and go and search here, and you can uninstall the plugins. Okay. Next tab here is advanced. What is this? So for example, some plugins will not be available inside of the Jenkins. Okay. So that time, what we will do? So we can download into our laptop from internet. For example, one plugin required, some advanced plugin. We can download into laptop and you can choose the file, upload, submit. Once you upload this file and submit, it will move to your Jenkins plugin, available plugins. What is, once it is moved to available plugins, so simply you can install that, right? Easily you can install. So external plugins, when you want to download and install, you can use this advanced tab. Advanced you can use, right? Yeah, this is plugin section. So we will install so many plugins going forward. Okay, I'll show you how to install, how to configure, how to connect that. Okay. Next one is, we can start from here, configure system. Okay, open this configure system. Yeah, so here, this is home directory. First tab here is home directory. So /var/lib/Jenkins. So this is the home directory. So this where you install Jenkins. Okay, in this path we have installed Jenkins. Okay, this is main directory, which is home directory. When we install Jenkins, okay, this path will be created. Next one is system message. What is this? So normally when we are working on Jenkins, okay, if any maintenance activity is there, for example, some maintenance activity is there for Jenkins. So by the time, so we can update some message here. So when we update the message, when developers join into the, whenever developers log into the server, by the time this message will be displayed. For example, Jenkins is in maintenance mode from 11 AM to 11:30 AM. some date, timestamp we can put here. Jenkins is in maintenance mode from 11 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. So if any tester or a developer log into the Jenkins server, they will get this message. Once we add this message and apply save, so whenever they log in, so they will get this message so that they will understand, okay, Jenkins is in maintenance mode. We should not start any activity. Okay, so they will understand. Okay, and also we can give here, you can display some message like welcome to Jenkins, like this, welcome to Jenkins. Whenever developers or testers, whenever they log in into the system, they will get this message, welcome to Jenkins, right? Like this, whatever message you want to display, so you can add the message here. So whenever developers or testers or build and release engineers, when they log in Jenkins, they will get this message. Okay. Next one. Next one is the number of executors. Number of executors means, so by default it is showing 2. So number of executors means normally in Jenkins Master server we can run 2 jobs at a time. Okay. So more than 2 jobs we can't run at a time on Jenkins Master. Okay. By default it is showing number of executors 2. So but my requirement here is, yeah, at a time, for example, this is Jenkins Master. Second. So this is Jenkins Master. Jenkins Master server means whatever server we are using. This is Jenkins Master. Okay. So in this Jenkins Master, at a time you can run 2 jobs only. But my requirement is I want to run. I need 3 jobs to run. 3 jobs. I want to run 3 jobs at 11 a.m. 11 a.m. IST. In this case, what will happen? So Jenkins Master thumb rule is 2 jobs only we can run. Okay, but I need 3 jobs. If the job size is 10 minutes job, it is fine. If the job size is 1 hour or 2 hours job, what will happen? First 2 jobs will run and 1 job will be in queue. First 2 jobs will run. When we trigger the job, so only 2 jobs will run. Another 1 job, other 1 job will be in queue. Whenever once complete these 2 jobs, then 3rd job will run. But in this case, what will happen? So when the job is delayed, next scheduled jobs will be delayed. For example, 11 to 12, these jobs will take. Okay, job size is 1 hour job. These 3 jobs. Okay, so 12 o'clock I have another schedules, another jobs. But 3 jobs, 2 jobs will run here. 1 job will be started at 12 p.m. So by the time what will happen? Another schedules will be delayed. Okay, so whenever we have more than 2 jobs, what we will do? So we'll have other concept which is master slave model. Whenever we have more than 2 jobs, so we need to configure master slave model. So this master slave model we need to configure. So because at a time we can't run 3 jobs, right? This is a thumb rule. So if you check here, left side, so build executor status, ideal 1, 1 ideal, 2 ideal, means only 2 jobs we can run on master server. Okay. Now we have master slave model. So whenever we configure master slave model, what will happen? These are the slave servers. Slave 1, slave 2, 4. Slave 1, slave 2, slave 3. So when we configure master slave model, so what will happen here? So whatever jobs we have, okay, that jobs we can run on only slaves. So when we have master slave model, because these slaves will be maintained by master only. So when we configure master slave model, we should not run any jobs on master. Always we run the jobs on slaves. So here I run job 1 on slave 1. Here I run job 2, job 3, right? If we have 4 jobs, you can run like this. So on master, by default, we can run 2 jobs only, but slave missions by default only we can run 1 job. That is recommended. 1 job recommended on slaves. On master only 2 jobs, slave only 1 job. Okay. So that is why we can create n number of slave missions here. When we configure master slave model, we can create n number of slaves. So in our project, we are using nearly 20 slave hours, 20 slave missions. Okay. So that, yeah, on 20 slave missions, we run different schedules, different jobs. Okay. So on master server, we should not run when we have master slave model, right? Any questions up to here, anyone? Fine. Next one is labels. So labels are important here in Jenkins. So labels are very important. For example, I want to run the job on slave 2. I can give slave 2. So when I configure this, so when I trigger that job, okay, the job will run on slave 2 only. So like slave 3, if you give slave 3, wherever you want to run the job, you can give label name here. Based on that, job will run. So if you give master here, the job will run on master. Okay. Next one is uses. Use this node as much as possible. Okay. By default, it is selected. You can keep this value. So only build jobs, label expressions, nothing like this. You can select first one, default one. Next one, quit period. What is quit period? Quit period means, so here it is showing 5 minutes, 5. So 5, why they are showing 5? So 5 is a grace period. Okay, for example, I want to start the job at 11 a.m. Okay, so we will give grace period here. For example, 11 a.m. some schedules are their jobs. So this schedules will be aware of developers. Okay, so if any build is there at 11 o'clock, yeah, what they will do, developers, they will push the code before 11 a.m. to GitHub. So exactly 11 a.m. that job will trigger. Whatever code is available in GitHub, that will be triggered and it will pull to Jenkins. So before that, they will hurriedly push the code to GitHub. Okay, so that is why what we will do, quit period, normally we give 5 minutes grace period. Means what will happen here? So for example, 11 a.m. is there. 11 a.m. job should trigger, right? So what we will do, 11:05, it will trigger when we give quit period 5. When we give quit period 5, so what will happen? Our schedule is 11 a.m. only, but it will give 5 minutes grace period, because if anyone trying to push, it will take. So for example, so in bus stop, we are waiting for the bus stop. We are waiting for one bus, okay, in bus stop. So by the time what they will do, they will give 5-10 minutes grace period. If anyone come and pick the bus. Okay. The same way, build also, we have some quit period. So we give some 5 minutes grace period to trigger the job. Okay, otherwise what will happen? Some people hurriedly, they will push. By the time automatically it will pick the code. Okay, some pushes will not be picked, right? So that is why we always provide 5 minutes grace period. Here a default value also 5 minutes. Okay, and next one is SCM checkout retry count. What is this? Checkout retry count means, so by default it is showing 0, but we don't give 0 here. We give 2 or 3. Checkout retry count, normally we give 3. So what will happen here? Checkout retry count means, normally, for example, I want to pick this code from GitHub to Jenkins. Okay, so I trigger this job. So by the time what will happen? Jenkins will go and check. So Jenkins will go and check if the GitHub server is available or not. Okay, if the server is available, the code will be pulled from GitHub to Jenkins like this. Okay, so here what will happen? If I give 0 retry count, if I give 0, what will happen? So it will go and check. Jenkins will go and check here. If the GitHub is not available, the job will be failed. This job will be failed. Simply, the job will be failed. Sometimes, due to some network errors, GitHub server will not be available. 1 or 2 minutes. Just 1 or 2 minutes. Network fluctuations will be happened, right? By the time the job will be failed. That is why if you give retry count 3 or 2, so if Jenkins go and check here, GitHub server is not available, again it will go and check second time. Again it will go and check third time. If you give 3, it will go and check 3 times. Then whenever the server is available, the code will be picked from GitHub to Jenkins. That is checkout retry count. Okay, so normally we put 2 or 3. Okay. Fine. Next one is we have types of jobs. Okay, we discussed this. We have types of jobs. Before going to next step, we have job types. We have 3 types of jobs available. First one is stable jobs. Stable jobs are success jobs. Second one is unstable job. Third one is failed jobs. So these are the 3 types of jobs. Stable jobs. What is stable jobs and what is success jobs? Means, for example, we schedule one job here. Okay. So now I trigger this job. So what Jenkins will do? Jenkins will go and check here GitHub. Okay, if the GitHub server is available, the code will be picked from GitHub to Jenkins. Then job will be success. That is stable job, success jobs. Okay. Next one is, yeah, we discuss unstable after this. Okay. Second one is failed job, for example. Failed job. Failed job means whenever I trigger this job, Jenkins will go and check here. If the GitHub server is not available, the job will be failed. That is failed job. Okay. And next one is unstable job. So unstable job means what will happen here? So normally unstable means when we configure this job, okay, unstable job. Whenever we trigger this job, it will go and check here. If the GitHub server is available, the code will be picked from here. If the server is not available, it will wait for some time. Unstable job, it will not fail. It will wait for some time. So, and again, it will go and check. That intervals we need to update here. Interval means like 10 minutes, every 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Again, it will go and check after 5 minutes. Okay. If the GitHub server is available, it will pick the code, or else it will wait some time. Like this, if the server is not available, it will wait some time. And whenever this server is available, for example, so this GitHub server is in maintenance mode, this server is available midnight 11:30. By the time it will pick the code from GitHub to Jenkins. So that is unstable job. But this is not recommended way. Unstable jobs normally in business hours we should not configure, because every 5 minutes Jenkins will go and check GitHub is available or not. Okay, so by the time what will happen? Network traffic will be increased. Through network only it will go and check, right? So every 5 minutes Jenkins will go and check if the server is not available. By the time network traffic will be increased, okay, so network team will comes into picture. They will shoot some emails. So that is why we should not configure this in business hours. Normally in weekends we configure this unstable job. In weekends only. Weekends what will happen? Some maintenance activities will be happen. By the time GitHub server will not be available. By the time it will wait for some time. After that it will go and pick. Okay, unstable is a bit normally in business hours we should not configure. Some escalations will be happen. If you configure unstable in business hours, escalations will be happen. Okay, so for example, if you want to go to somewhere, okay, for example, you have some travel, you want to go travel to somewhere, some city, different city. Okay, so you have a flight at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. You need to go to airport. For which normally what we will do, we'll put some alarm, right? So 3 hours before or 4 hours before we configure, we schedule some alarm. So it's 2 a.m. you put alarm in your alarm piece, okay, or mobile. So exactly 2 o'clock, 2 a.m. alarm will be triggered. You happily wake up and you brush up and you'll go, right? So if you don't put alarm, and what will this alarm is not, you don't put alarm, what will happen here? You need to go to airport and you need to travel. So you have flight at 5 a.m. You haven't put any alarm. By the time what will happen? Every half an hour, every 1 hour, you wake up and you see the time, right? Some disturbance will be happen, right? You can't sleep properly. The same way here also, unstable means, so it will go and check again and check again. Whenever GitHub server is available, by the time it will pick. Until that time, it will wait. Unstable job will wait. Okay, that is unstable. Stable and failed means straightforward. Stable means if the GitHub server is available, it will pick the code. Otherwise, it will fail. Failed job is also same, right? So unstable means it is different. Okay, normally in weekends we configure this. Any questions? Anyone? Is it clear to you, everyone? Shall we move?
So where we enable stable jobs or unstable jobs?
Yeah, I'll show you in job schedules. I'll show you. Okay, when we schedule the jobs in the console while working on jobs, I'll show you unstable, stable, fail. Okay, in the console I'll show you while configuring jobs.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So up to here, these are important. Next one is go down. So these are not required. Next one is email alerts, email configurations. Yeah. So these are important again. So extended email notification. So what is this? Normally, when you trigger any job, if the job is success or failed or unstable, so you will get some notifications. If the job is success, you'll get some notification through email. If the job is failed, you'll get notification. If the job is unstable, you'll get notification. So from where we get that? So backend there will be SMTP servers configured. SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. SMTP means Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. So that will be configured. So this will be configured by mail team, email team, Exchange team, they will configure. Okay. And once we receive the mail, this is the subject line. Like this, we get the mail. Okay. So I copy this in Notepad. Yeah. Once the job is triggered, so we'll get email. Okay. This is the subject line. So here, project name, build number, and build status. Like this, we'll get email. Okay. So project name, for example, we go to console. We have some job here, right? We check that. I'll trigger this. Simply, I'll trigger the job. So build now. Select, click on build now. So one job will be triggered here. It will show you. This is the job. Okay. Yeah, project. Project is test job. Copy this. So project name is test job. Test job and build number. Build number is here we have #1. Build number is 1. Right? So build status. Status means whether it is success or failed. It is showing here green color. If you click on this, it will show you success. See here, it is success, right? The job is success. Copy this, right? So like this, it will show you subject line. So job name, project name, and build number, whether it is success or failed. Okay. In this format, we'll get some emails. So once we get this, if the job is success, we no need to worry about. If the job is failed, we need to involve. Why it is failed? Target server is not available, or what happened? Job configuration, is any issues there? Okay. So that we have to check. Success jobs don't need to worry about. So failed jobs we need to check, right? And also one more body of the email will get like this. Body of the email. Go to manage Jenkins, configure system. Go down here. Yeah. Content. So this is the body of the email. So copy this. Paste here. Okay. This is the subject line. This is main content, right? So here also same project name, build number, and build status. Okay. Along with this, we'll get console output also. Build URL. So whenever we build this job, that URL also will get. So if the job is success, okay, we don't touch anything. So if the job is failed, simply you can click on this URL. Once you click on this URL, what will happen? It will redirect to your job. So no need to log in Jenkins, all these things. Directly you can click on this URL, build URL. It will redirect to your Jenkins server. So you can check it out if any job is failed, why it is failed, what are the logs available. Okay, so why any network issue is there, any server issue is there. So based on that, you can check it out and you can troubleshoot. Right, normally. So we do this using this console URL only can log in into your jobs. Okay, so in this content, you will get some URL along with this project name, build number, and the build status. Fine. Yeah, so we need to provide here SMTP server details we need to configure. We need to add this SMTP configuration details and default user email suffix. Okay, apply save, it will be applied. So then email triggers will be started. Emails will be started. Fine. So these are the important things here available in configure system. Yeah. Next one is, yeah, this is configure system. Okay. Global tool configuration will take some time. Tomorrow we'll discuss this, and also manage nodes and clouds. This is master slave model. So normally we create slave missions also here in Jenkins. So we have master server already. We create slave mission and will integrate with Jenkins. We'll run the jobs on slave server. So how to run the jobs, how to configure slave mission. So we'll see after 2 sessions. So day after tomorrow we'll configure this slave mission. So tomorrow we'll work on other features here, whatever things available, global tool configuration, configure global security. Okay. So manage credentials also we'll see later. So when we discuss about TOMCAT, by the time it will create some credentials. Next, manage users. After 3 sessions, we'll go this manage users. We create some users and we provide access to users. How to access using user. So we'll see that. The prepare for shutdown means normally in real time production environments. So while working on Jenkins, so if you want to shut down the server, Jenkins production server, so we need to prepare for that. Normally we don't reboot in business hours. Okay, so that we'll discuss later. Yeah, so tomorrow we'll work on this. Okay, it will take some time. If I start now, it will take some time. Tomorrow what we will do, global tool configuration and configure global security. So this two will cover tomorrow. And also we create some jobs tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll create some jobs. We'll create some jobs and we'll pick the code from GitHub to Jenkins. How to configure the job, how to pick the code from GitHub to Jenkins. So some goals we need to provide, MAVEN goals. While picking the code, so it will ask some goals, MAVEN goals. Goals are like clean install package, some goals are there. So that goals we'll discuss in MAVEN session. Okay. So while picking the code, we need to provide goals. By the time, then only it will be pick the code. Okay. So we'll go deep dive this global tool configuration and configure global security tomorrow. And also we create some jobs. So this is bit theoretical part. So tomorrow we'll have some practical session, lab session. Fine. So Jenkins is very important. As a DevOps engineer, always we connect Jenkins server. Always we log in Jenkins server. We'll create some jobs. We'll trigger the jobs. We'll monitor the jobs. Fine. Any questions, anyone up to here?
So the Jenkins installation commands are different in different flavors, like SUSE Linux and Amazon Linux. Not only Jenkins installation commands, I mean the commands to install any other package or even update the internal repository are different. I mean, they're not same. How do we know all these commands?
I'll provide you. Very few commands are there. Yeah, in real time also.
We may have to create servers on different flavors, right? In real time, we can't create always Amazon Linux or Ubuntu. So in that situation, I mean, how do you know all these commands? Can you provide any sheet, or we ourselves need to explore?
Yeah, everything will be documented in real projects normally. If you want to configure any slave server or if you want to integrate any tool, everything will be documented. Documents will be available. I also provide some document. Okay, so creating Linux server, additional slave server. Okay, integrating server. So it is simple. Okay, I'll give you all the commands. Don't worry. Fine. So we stop here for today. Tomorrow we'll work on global tool configuration and global security. Okay, these two are very important, global tool configuration and security. So we'll work on this tomorrow. Fine. So we stop here for today. Thank you all.